What's up, everybody? Welcome into Group Chat Sports. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We bring you breaking news updates just like this all across the world of college football. Notre Dame has landed five-star defensive end Rodney Dunham. This is a big pickup for the Irish. Dual sport athlete here, 6'4", 230, out of Myers Park High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. And this is an elite player that's been added to Notre Dame's class, D.
Very few programs to me evaluate talent as much as Notre Dame or as well as Notre Dame. Obviously, this is borderline five-star player, so everybody knows he's good. But Notre Dame, when they get these big recruits, they tend to be really, really good players and end up being first-round picks. You look at from Charlotte, North Carolina, Tennessee, Duke, South Carolina, Georgia, programs closer to home. He ends up going to South Bend and just very, very intriguing with the profile. The size and the length fits with your classic edges, 6'4", 227, but it's the athleticism and some of the unique traits. Notre Dame fans have been complaining that Notre Dame has not done a good enough job on defensive line recently. Well, this is going to really lessen some of those concerns because this is a big time talent. Never seen that AI anime on the
that's the new thing going around now. It's all the new rage that I don't know how you pronounce it, something with a G.
But look at the get off here from this dude, Rodney Dunham. And what I love about this guy, on top of just, again, look at the versatile athleticism here, contributing on special teams, blocking kicks, explosiveness off the charts. This guy's a baseball player, man. You're talking about a top 300 player on Perfect Game. Rawlings underclassmen, Atlantic All-Region. North Carolina's got good players. This is 90 miles per hour plus on the mound coming from the right-hand side. And when I think about, and they're reporting that he has interest in playing baseball. When I think about multi-sport athletes at Notre Dame, guys who played baseball and other sports, Jeff Samardzija, one of the best receivers, probably the best receiver that Notre Dame's had in a long time. The Golden Tate's up there, but I would say Jeff Samardzija might be the best I have seen at Notre Dame. You talk about basketball, Pat Connaughton, who was a baseball player as well. So both those guys, I believe both of them were right-handed pitchers. Notre Dame fans, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but just like this guy, right-handed pitchers that played multiple sports. Notre Dame obviously competing in the ACC, the highest levels of college baseball. But this is what's going to get him paid, is the ability to come off the edge, 6'4", 224. That weight room is going to be good to him. He'll get up to that. Just looking at the frame, he's going to be a 250-plus kind of player. And the relentless motor, you see it there, chasing it down. He's got speed. This is an area where we talked about earlier. Carolina sneakily produce a lot of really good defensive linemen. You've seen those guys go to places like Clemson. Other schools have gone into North Carolina to land some of this talent because it is a talent-rich defensive line region. And this is just the latest guy to come out of there. Notre Dame really boosting their class. I think they're ranked 13th before, now up to the top 6 and climbing. This is just a classic Notre Dame player. You got to assume that the intangibles and everything else is there because they rarely miss on that part of the evaluation.
Yeah, so body type wise and ranking wise, very similar to Hayden Lowe from last year's class out of the West Coast, who Dunham on 247 is ranked as number 2 edge. That's exactly what Hayden Lowe was ranked last year. So
same number too.
Yeah, same number also. So some similarities there, but this is the type of guy that you can pencil in as a strong word, but has all the tools to be a first-round pick 3 to 4 years from now.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of polish, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, when you go to a program like Notre Dame, that is one of the best developmental programs in the country, one of the best just teaching programs. Plus, they get smart kids, the kids that want to work, so it makes it a lot easier. I think someone like this who has the length and the athleticism we've been talking about, and the motor and the want to, but maybe lacks some of the hand use, some of the technique, some of the counter moves, a program like Notre Dame will bring out the most of him. But there you see, you see some nice power, being able to lock up, get off that block, not just trying to avoid blocks. That's one other thing about Notre Dame. Those defensive linemen are not finesse defensive linemen. Even if they are athletic, they got to go through you a little bit too, as you've seen on these last couple of clips. So it's nice to see that power, be able to get under guys and use those long arms to extend and make the play. And then, of course, that's the bread and butter, just a classic speed rush and the relentless motor to finish the play.
So 9 commits now in this Notre Dame class. Was ranked 13th before this one. The rankings have not updated just yet, but should move them in, I would think, into the top 10. I know I can use the calculator, but I'm not going to do that right now. But he's the highest rated commitment right now in the class by a good stretch. Before that, it was Thomas Davis Jr. as the 170th rated player in the country.
Another player from North Carolina, who I've seen in person, really, really talented athletic player in his own right, linebacker. Noah Grubbs from down here in Florida. Seen him in action, big kid, has some talent as well, coming out of the Orlando area. So interesting to see where some of these players are from. Obviously, Notre Dame's a national program. It's not like they just get Indiana kids. They recruit nationally, probably more than anybody. But you're seeing North Carolina, Florida, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, home of Tyler Warren, who went to Penn State. Another North Carolina player in Ebenezer Ewatade, another very similarly built defensive end to what you have here with Dunham. You got a Michigan guy with Ben Nichols, Chattanooga, Tennessee with Chasta Smith, Dylan Faison, who I've seen in person. He's a lacrosse player, or obviously his brother is at Notre Dame right now, lacrosse and football. He's from down here in South Florida, and then Sullivan Garvin from Michigan. So kind of a typical Notre Dame class all over the country, and Charlotte, North Carolina, and North Carolina in general becoming a sweet spot for Marcus Freeman and the boys. A place that I think has always had underrated talent. And I know Bill Belichick's in North Carolina now, but that's always been kind of an open area where you're not worried about like an Alabama or a Ohio State or Louisiana State and LSU shutting the doors on the local kids. You can get in there and get great players. You look at David Sanders leaving that area, go to Tennessee last year as the number one offensive lineman in the country. It is open. You can go and get some players.
All right, Notre Dame fans, excuse me. Notre Dame fans.
Did I say Jared Faison? I think Jordan Faison.
Jordan
Faison, the lacrosse player from South Florida who made a big impact for the Fighting Irish.
Well, I believe his brother is committed now, Dylan.
Right. There was a receiver named Jared Faison from 10 years ago. When you follow recruiting since 1999, some of those names get mixed up.
Not to be confused with Ciatric Faison, the running back from the Florida Gators from years past.
Jared Faison went to the Gators too. So all those Faisons are kind of getting in the mix here. But we're talking about there's not that many South Florida lacrosse players that show up at Notre Dame and contribute to a national championship appearing team. So I got to get that one right.
All right, Notre Dame fans, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Big pickup today, and that class is rocking and rolling now in the top 10. So keep it locked here on Group Chat Sports. We'll have you covered with the latest as we move into the summertime. Thank you all for watching today.